Hello, I'm Rolf, and I'm a full-time beach cleaner. This is my ship, and this is my crew. They come from all over the planet to Norway to help out cleaning our beach line. Actually, 12% of the world's beach line is Norwegian. This is my 9th year as a full-time beach cleaner. You might think that being a beach cleaner is like just doing the same again and again. We are basically cleaning the same type of litter every day. But trust me, it is an adventure. We are meeting new people, we are seeing new places, we even find new stuff we have never seen before. And there's always new challenges. And now I am at one of the most difficult areas in Norway to clean. This is Tanafjorden, behind me here. Tanafjorden is one of the most pristine and untouched areas of Norway. You find it a few miles east of the Cape North. It's difficult because it's so hard to access. It's the open sea out there that creates huge swells, and there is Arctic low pressures coming in, so the weather is unpredictable. And the terrain is, well, it's rough. And now I have this new team, as I always have in the spring. It's a new team of beach cleaners. I don't know them. They applied and we liked their applications and we gave them the opportunity to join this adventure. But what is it that makes these young people spend months of their life working as volunteers for nothing, picking up someone else's trash? It's quite amazing. Let's try to find out.
I'm Anna, and I'm here on a sailboat. I'm from Germany, I live in Italy, and I'm an eco-social designer, illustrator, and a wannabe movie maker.
I'm Jen, and I'm a human being. And I'd say that I'm an artist, I think.
I'm Fleur, and I'm a sociologist.
My name is Maurizio Milesi, I'm a portrait and documentary photographer.
I'm Emma, and I'm a chemical engineer.
So I'm Julie, and it's a big question, who am I? I don't know exactly who am I think. But for now I'm just traveling around and do some art, do some painting around.
I'm David, I'm 29 years old from Costa Rica, and I'm a traveler, I'm a sports enthusiast, and a turned beach cleaner now.
My new crew was definitely some interesting personalities. I'm excited to see if they can become real professional beach cleaners. Will they succeed in their mission of cleaning the most challenging coastline of Norway? The first thing we had to do was to move Kilak from Longyearbyen, Svalbard, back to the mainland Norway. This was also a nice opportunity to train everyone's maritime skills. The sail from Svalbard was an adventure by itself. We had a lot of different weather types. We saw some whales. Some got seasick. And we started to learn a bit about each other. When we came back to the mainland, we had a few days stop in Tromsø where we prepared for the big mission in Tanafjorden. We had to make sure the dinghies were floating, and we were filling up the storage with all the special food that we would not be able to get in Tanafjorden. Finally, we were ready to go to Tanafjorden. After sailing for almost 50 hours, we reached our destination, Skjolnes. It's a small fishing village on the west side of Tanafjorden. Skjolnes was the natural base harbor for the mission, but we were planning to stay most of the time on anchor at Gulgofjorden, which is even closer to our cleaning mission.
You're loud and clear. Get to the very edge, you see there's like a little rock sticking out of the water. Then it'll be like very clear where the edge is.
Now the real adventure was starting. For the first time, the new team was going onto the shoreline to pick up big amounts of plastic pollution.
We died.
It was amazing. I loved it. Over there, we had to climb a little bit, but then we were at like beautiful beaches, and I think we got around. What do you think, guys? Maybe 200 kilos. 200 kilos of trash.
Yeah.
That's our guess.
That's our bit.
In total, the whole group has done 750 kilos.
Whoa!
And that was a really good first time. Actually, many stuff we struggled together. That was nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes it was a bit tiring, I have to say, and it's really getting used to the terrain with all the rocks and it's chaotic, but it's really nice. It felt good to do it. Yeah.
What?
I really enjoyed having the radio. That was very fun.
I have the weather forecast for tomorrow, and this is updated just recently, so now we know quite exactly how it will look. We were doing the first days inside Gulgofjorden, just because here it's a bit sheltered and it's possible to get in even when it's a bit windy.
Even if it's the one of the most protected area here in Norway, as you can see here, the beach is completely dirty. There's so much trash, so much plastic trash from the fishing industry. There's also water bottles made from plastic, and as you can see, it's very old. And when trash are left too long in the nature, they become microplastics, and that's very bad.
So far, all good. This was a good start for the crew. They were able to build some confidence, and we really got good results. In the first 5 days, we cleaned more than 8 tons of plastic trash. Most of it troll balls, nets, and other stuff from the fishing industry.
I think I have a little problem because I didn't even realize how remote we are here until I checked my flights for going home. And now I did, and it was a mistake because I knew I will have a problem, but I really postponed this problem. I really didn't want to think about the future. But it takes me 4 times of change in order to reach Munich in Germany. And it also makes me a bit sad to think about going home, because right now I'm really, really enjoying the life on a sailboat. I really fell in love, I realized. I think it's the kind of life I like, in the sense that it's really simple, it's adventurous. You can live in the moment, in the presence. And of course, I really enjoy staying with the crew.
When we stay on anchor, there is not much to do in the evenings, except staying on the boat, trying to make the time fly. After long days of hard work, everyone is tired, and it's nice to just relax on deck.
I sometimes even cannot believe it, because we have really no drama going on. And we live such an intense life in the sailboat. We see each other every day, 24/7. We have breakfast together, we sleep together, we work together, we chill together, we even shower together. No, it's actually not cool. That's quite an intense time what we're having right now, but at the same time it's so simple and easy. It's not really complicated what we're doing. We are learning something new, which is sailing. We are learning about beach cleaning, but then our daily routine is determined by cleaning, eating, cooking. Of course, if we have to change the place, then of course sailing. But for me, it's really impressive how an unknown place like here, how unknown people can become so familiar and can create a feeling of home in such a short time. And that's why I feel like I'm not ready yet to go home, because there's still so much to learn and so much to discover. And I'm not done with this adventure right now. But I have to go home because I have a new work contract which I have to start. And of course I'm also really looking forward, but at the same time I'm enjoying this life right now so much that I cannot even imagine to sit in front of the computer 24/7.
The weather is quite calm on Sunday, so we want to go out again. So I think we want to try and see if we can get out to the tip and see how it is out there. Because it's nicer to take the hardest spots to take when the wind is so calm. Because a lot of these spots will depend on how the wind looks. If the wind is not with us, we can't clean.
It really looked like this was going to be an easy mission. We were ahead of schedule and we had good margins. But then, on a day that looked out to be a calm day, Nikolai took out the volunteers with a dinghy. They were going from beach to beach between steep and inaccessible cliffs. Suddenly, strong winds were hitting like an explosion. The dinghy, with Nikolai, was thrown up in the air, and Nikolai ended up in the water, and the dinghy upside down. Luckily, the wind brought him back to the shoreline. The next challenge was that the engine of the dinghy was soaked in salt water. Before Kilak was ready to pick up, the wind had changed, and although it was easy to drift out with the first group of beach cleaners, it was almost impossible to row back to get the last ones.
No, you're not together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, guys.
You can do it!
Operating a dinghy without an engine in these areas is impossible, and we had to go all the way to Honningsvåg to get the engine serviced. How will this affect our time schedule? We needed to be finished by the 27th of June, because then the team would have to go to the next destination. In Honningsvåg there was a festival, so this was also an opportunity for the crew to meet the people and do some awareness work while we were waiting for the parts and the service for the engine. I was giving a presentation More than 60 people visited Kilak. We also did a cleanup with the locals and we sorted all the trash we found. 83% was from fishing. We also had time for some fun and enjoying the hospitality of the locals. Some of us joined the kayak session. We were invited to a local football match. Some of us went to Cape North, and some fishermen brought us some fresh seafood. We also picked up our workboat Dory when we were in Honningsvåg. She was just finished with her service after winter storage. Hopefully she would give us some more capacity the rest of the mission. When the engine was done, we were ready to go back to continue the work. With the time that had passed, we were now about 5 days behind schedule. And then, a storm had to pass before we could go. Here we have our mission, and you can see here the green is where we have cleaned. The problem is here. So we have done only 34% of the distance, but we have used 50% of the days. That means to finish this area, we need to about double the amount of kilometers per day.
And that's not easy up here.
No, it's not easy, but we have to find a way, because there is no option to not finish it. So we have to figure out how to do that. And I think I have an idea about how to do it. If we work only a few hours on the days with good weather, we will not be able to finish. So what we have to do is to work long days when the weather is there. If we have 8 hours of good weather at night, okay, then we have to go at night. And then we have to use all these days with bad weather to just relax. So if that's fine with you, we kind of turn off the clock. We don't work by the clock anymore. We work 100% by the weather.
That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's like going in a war. You have to fight when it's possible. Now we were 6 days behind schedule. We had only 16 days to finish the mission.
That was the most difficult day of cleaning until now. Really. It was terrible.
I'm exhausted. My back is hurting so much.
That was cold and rainy, so that was a little bit hard, but
look at my fingers.
Yeah.
It's like as if I've been there in Bath for a long time.
But it was so hard. I'm hungry, wet, cold, tired, and happy.
I'm happy?
Yeah.
I have been in Norway now for a little more than a month within the same boat, and it feels like it has been a much longer time than that. The amount of things that we do every day, it has been so many experiences in such a short amount of time that it feels like it has been months and months that I've been here. And yeah, that is exactly what I was looking for when I came here. I was looking to be engaged, and I came here looking for adventure. I came here looking for a purpose, and I came here looking for connection, and I found all three. We are constantly facing problems, solving problems, learning, adapting along the way, and that makes it so much fun. I came here for a purpose. I wanted to make the world a little nicer, a little cleaner. That's exactly what we are doing, and it's a fulfilling thing to do. And I came here looking for connection. I wanted to meet new people, and well, it's, a month ago it was 7 strangers that came onto a boat, and well, we built a small community together, a small family. We spend so much time together from the moment that we wake up and until we go to sleep. And yeah, we share every experience. We share it together. And I think that this is also the reason for why I have been enjoying my time here as much as I have. It has been because of the people around me. Every crew member brings an energy that is beautiful. And I feel really grateful to be here with them. And I know that it won't last forever. You know, some crew members, some volunteers will leave, and others will come. So it'll be fun to meet new people, and it'll also be difficult saying goodbye to people that you've grown really fond of. Sometimes I wish I could do all of this all over again. Forget it and have every experience again. I'm enjoying this so much.
Because these beaches are so hard to get to, we use like a work boat called dory, and with that boat we get close to the shore, but the boat cannot reach all the way to the beach. So we use a smaller like rubber boat, it's called a dinghy. And we use that to kind of paddle towards the beach.
The area is shallow and there's no proper sea maps. So the only way to get in is with a tiny dinghy. We also need good conditions to get to the shore. If it's too windy or if there's big swells from the sea, it's impossible to get in.
Ready? Rock to our starboard. Wave incoming. Let's surf this one.
Yeah, perfect. Whoa!
You know how it's funded?
A little bit.
A little bit? What do you know?
I know that the plastic bags that are bought here in Norway, people pay a small amount for it, and that goes to a fund.
Yeah.
And we get money from the fund.
Yeah, that's true. It's it's a private fund that is called the Norwegian Retailers Environment Fund, and it's an agreement between the government and this fund, because it's an EU directive that makes every country in the EU put a tax on the plastic bags in the stores, or just quit using plastic bags. And I think most countries just have this tax on it. So on every plastic bag there's a small tax, and all this money goes into this big fund, and they are supposed to do like environmental projects, that money. And one of the projects in Norway is Rydd I tide, which mean in English it means like clean in time, or clean before it's too late. And we are a part of that program with some other actors, but we are like by far the biggest actor. I think we have 13 areas. No one else has more than 3 or 2. So we have a quite big part of the coastline. So a part of this money goes to this Rydd I tide program. And in the Rydd I tide program, they have made these areas that is supposed to be clean. And that's some consultancy company that has made these areas, which is prioritized areas. And one of these areas is here in Tanafjorden. And for each area there's a budget. And the budget is based on a quote from us, of course, but we got the area because we have the lowest quote in that area. So we have to finish the area inside that budget. That is how it works. And if we spend more time or it has a higher cost, then we kind of lose money. And this budget is based on covering costs only, so we don't make any money from this. We just get covered our actual expenses. So there's no business in it for us. But it's nice ways to get covered the costs of cleaning. So the challenge is, though, that there is a maximum. So if we find a lot more trash than expected, then our waste management cost becomes higher. Then actually we have to fund that some other way, because then the budget will not cover it. So it's always challenging to get like inside the budget, and especially if you use more time, then our cost becomes higher than the original quote. So that is why we have to work fast.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah. But it makes it hard to plan, I guess, because you don't know beforehand how much trash.
No, we don't know how much trash it will be, and we don't know how the weather will be, and we don't know what technical problems we will have on the boats.
Yeah.
So we just have to guess. In a perfect world, we would cover all costs, and we could prioritize ourselves where to clean, because then we could prioritize where there's the most trash. I like the model where it's actually the plastic bags, because then, you know, all the fishing gear we pick up, is from the fishing industry, and in the end, it's the people buying the fish in the store that pays through the plastic bag.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It's a good model.
Yeah.
But maybe some of the costs should have been covered by the fishing industry directly, because then they would have a bigger motivation to take better care of the equipment. So I hope they will continue with the plastic bag tax, and that we can have some of our funding from there. But I also hope that the fishing industry will kind of engage a bit more, since most of the trash is from them.
Yeah, makes sense.
My love has come along. Violet day. Ah, tomato, 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 and tomato. I found a place inside me where time is flowing, that's it. And daylight's under my senses. Had never sailed before. I had never been to Norway. Had never done that kind of beach cleaning. It was it was an adventure I really wanted to live, and I waited for months and months to get an answer, and then to join in the same boat. And here I am. It's pretty crazy. It's been more than a month now that I joined this adventure. And it's actually really hard to realize where I am and what I'm actually experiencing. The landscapes around are just amazing, so inspiring, and the people on the boat, I love them so much. We didn't know each other at all. We were strangers to each other. But then, since we're living together all the time, I don't know, we can get along quite well, and this is impressive to me. Jump in this experience, also to learn about the fishing industry, how fishermen live, what are the real issues that we need to fix. It's an aspect I didn't really think about before, because I don't live close to the sea, or and so I was not aware of anything, of everything. So it's really interesting.
We're fishing without Olina, and we catch some old net because it's hooks, and the hooks not fishing not only fish, also all garbage what is laying everywhere. It's amazing. Sometimes it's really amazing what we can hauling with Olina. But we found some net. We take this net on board. Then we visit the port, and after when we sell the fish, we visit Master of Harbour. Okay, we found some garbage. What we can do with this? You can do everything what you want. Then I order my friend with the trailer. We remove the net from boat to the trailer. We visit a garbage place and we pay for the garbage. There's also not enough regulation about this, not enough support from port or master of harbors. Like, okay, if you have something, thank you very much. We can take from your boat and you are totally free of any cost or something. No, we cleaned the ocean, we took some garbage from the ocean, and finally we pay for the garbage place. And that's why it's many fishermen, not only fishermen. Because, you know, the garbage is like the problem. If you found garbage, you know, okay, I have a feeling, I need to clean this, yeah? I need to take this with me. But later you have just costs and problems.
Yeah.
Then, okay,
you're left alone.
Okay, this net, oh, we have a net. Just cut the hooks, okay.
I think one good answer for why we are actually doing it, why are we actually doing this, and why we're actually here is it feels impossible to not do it. Someone has to do it. And if we're not cleaning up here, then maybe no one else is doing it. What scares me the most is when people start losing hope and they feel powerless, they freeze and they faint because they think that their actions don't have an impact anymore. And I totally understand, because sometimes it's super hard to not lose hope, especially if we watch news, if we consider the world situation, if we see what's going on right now.
It feels so good to see like all the beaches who are which are clean, actually, just after picking. It's so nice. I'm an engineer, so I did a lot of research on bioplastic, on the recycled plastic also, and it feels like, okay, that solutions exist, but picking up trash, like picking trash outside, it's more like, it's simpler, but it feels way better than doing research all day, because it's real, you know? It's not just a paper that you read on your computer, on your screen, and then you know, but nothing happens. And now you know, and then you pick up trash and something is really happening. Maybe an animal will not be catched in this rope, or maybe there are less microplastics than it was before.
I'm thinking about the contrast between the life I was living before I came here and how I'm living my life right now. And it's so different, but somehow it feels pretty natural already to do all of this. I think the biggest contrast for me is that when I was at home, I was working as a policymaker, and I was behind a desk a lot of the time, behind a computer. And now pretty much every day I'm outside and also in this beautiful nature. And in the Netherlands, they don't have nature like this. So for me, it's like mind-blowing, so beautiful. Also the places that we go, we almost never see other humans on the places that we clean. So that's super special. Like, we see more dolphins and whales than we see humans.
Everyone should do it and should be like concerned about this, because it's all around us anyways. And it's not like the trash. I feel it's not the trash of someone in particular. It's like the trash of the nature, and it's like pollution, and we should all like do a little part. But of course, if everyone would do a little part, it would be like the world can change. But that's for every subject, I guess.
I like to be here also because I feel useful, and that's really hard to feel useful in our society, I would say. And here I really feel like I literally like do something with my hand every day, and I'm really like we're making the nature breathe more every day. But what is really surprising is how the nature like try to take it back, and how like the plastic can kind of melt into the nature, how the grass try to go all around and to trap it, how the nets are like mixing with the fiber of the grass, of the trees, of the roots. It's really interesting to see.
To me, the sea is not different from the mountains or anything else on the planet. You know, it's the planet, it's our home. It's not that I care about being from Italy or Bergamo, I'm from the planet, you know. And I'm really far away from the idea of saving the planet, because I think that we have to save humanity, so ourselves, actually, because the planet will go on. It's us that will perish, probably. And maybe it's not me, maybe it's not my nephew, but the generations to come. I'm kind of worried about that. And so I'm trying to do my small part.
It was hard, but it was the last day.
Yeah. We worked hard.
Did you finish?
Very hard.
And no.
Close?
It was so much. Yes.
So much.
I think the most we have seen in such an area.
Yeah. But we worked all together and it was nice.
Yeah, that's true.
1 month has passed. We have had challenging weather, we had technical issues, we had ropes in our impeller. It has been a struggle. But we succeeded. We have removed more than 20 tons of plastic pollution from the shoreline behind here. It has been a great success. No doubt about that. But that is not the most important. The most important is the bonds we have created among these young adults. The love, the inspiration, the knowledge, and the engagement. They will bring that with them the rest of their lives. They will forever be ambassadors for the ocean and the life within it. They will go home, they will meet family, friends, colleagues at work, and maybe they even will tell the stories and bring the message to a broader audience. What happens when these young people meet and fight for a common cause in these surroundings is just amazing. For me, it's a big inspiration. That is what drives me to do this, to do my sacrifices, to be here. It gives me hope for a future for my kids and the generations after them. This is what we need. People that care, people that get inspired, people that don't give up, people that keep fighting, even on rainy days, no matter how heavy it is. I hope we have been able to inspire you and give you some hope as well. Thank you for watching. I'm Rolf. I'm a beach cleaner. Bye bye.